The Four Noble Truths are the most basic expression of the Buddha's teaching. They are the truth of suffering, the truth of the cause of suffering, the truth of the end of suffering, and the truth of the path that leads to the end of suffering. The truth of suffering is that life is full of suffering. Suffering comes in many forms: physical suffering, such as pain and sickness; mental suffering, such as anger, fear, and worry; and spiritual suffering, such as the suffering of not being able to find meaning in life. The truth of the cause of suffering is that it is caused by our own actions, or karma. Karma is the law of cause and effect. Our actions have consequences, and those consequences can be either good or bad. If we do good actions, we will experience good consequences. If we do bad actions, we will experience bad consequences. The truth of the end of suffering is that it is possible to end suffering. This doesn't mean that we will never experience suffering again, but it does mean that we can be free from the cycle of rebirth and death. The truth of the path that leads to the end of suffering is the Noble Eightfold Path. This path consists of 8 practices: right view, right resolve, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. The Four Noble Truths are the foundation of the Buddha's teaching, and they are still relevant today. If we understand the Four Noble Truths, we can see that our suffering is not random or without purpose. We can see that our suffering has a cause, and that it is possible to end our suffering. And we can see that the path to the end of suffering is the Noble Eightfold Path.